I've already made a video on Demeanor, which was called Demeanor. So let's visit Demeanor again. Listen, there's so many factors that can determine your demeanor, and ultimately all of them are based on thought. So another factor that can determine your demeanor, following on from what I was saying in the last video, is the image you have of yourself, the mental image you have of yourself, what you think of yourself, in other words. An image born of thought. You know, you get a new job, maybe. You get a new job, a new highly paid job, a better job. A better job? What is a better job? But a job that's perceived as being better in societal standards. You know what I'm saying? If that means anything to anybody, doesn't mean a lot to me, but so you get a new job and suddenly your demeanor changes because you think of yourself as someone who's higher up now. Well, and you walk the streets with this new demeanor because you've got a new job, so now you have an image of yourself as being greater. You know what I'm saying? Or now you think, in other words, think of yourself as being better than you was, and so your demeanor changes. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe your demeanor in the way you talk to another person is governed by the image you have of that person. Because the way in which you talk to somebody might not be the same way in which you talk to the next person, governed by what you think of them. You know what I'm saying? And we've all been there. You know, in the past, you know, growing up, if I thought that somebody was tougher than me, or if I had an image, if I think that someone might be able to, overpower me, then you sort of, if you watch yourself, your demeanor changes in the way you speak to them. You know what I'm saying? And your own self-image. If you're meeting that person, you have an image of that person as being tougher than you, and then and you have an image of yourself being a certain way, and suddenly or in other words, you think of that person in a certain way, you think of yourself in a certain way. You both meet each other, and that affects your demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Does any of this make sense? There's loads of that you could tee off of this subject in so many ways. Loads of questions can arise from this. Excuse me. And questions are a beautiful thing to ask questions. You know, and not to come to a conclusion based on thought. Not to think about come to the answer of any of these questions and think. Just see. As you go about your day, live your life and see. One of those questions would be, is self-image necessary at all? Is it? Self-image, in other words, meaning what you think of yourself. Or what might traditionally be called the ego, which I hate that word. Ego just basically means what you think of yourself. Is it necessary to think of yourself, to have an mental image of yourself at all? Is it necessary? I don't know. And again, as I was just saying, don't come to a conclusion. The answer will always be, live your life and see. And therefore the answer is always ongoing. You know what I'm saying? sight, by seeing, simply seeing, we learn a lot about ourselves. So, demeanor. Again, following on from the past video, is your demeanor governed by what you think of yourself or what you think of somebody else? I don't know. Live your life and see. All the best. Take care.